The reason why I think it's so important to put yourself first is because it always goes back to the airplane analogy of you put your mask on first and then you're able to breathe, right? So you're able to put another person's mask on and then they're able to breathe. But if you aren't able to breathe and you're trying to put somebody else's mask on before you put your own mask on, well, you might not be able to get their mask on and then get your mask on, and then both you guys are not gonna be okay. But you get what I'm saying. The analogy stands strong. Now, I feel like if you clicked on this video, you're most likely 99.9% in the boat of putting other people above yourself. Now, there is another boat before. I can already imagine the comments of people who do prioritize their self first. They live very self-centered. They're very me-focused in a way that is negative towards other people. I guess you would say this is like a narcissistic person. There's definitely those people out there, and they need to do the opposite of what this video is going to tell you to do, most likely, because they need to like actually take other people into account. But if you're watching this, you're probably not in that boat, and you probably need to be the type of person that starts to fill up your own cup before you fill up everyone else's cup. Another analogy I love. But really, if you have nothing in your cup and you're trying to like pour into other people's cups, yeah, it's not gonna work. Honestly, it's gonna backfire. You need to put you first. Hi, welcome back to my channel, or honestly, I should be welcoming myself to this channel because it's been so long since I made a video. But I'm back and I'm better. I feel like a whole new person. As you already know, this video is about putting yourself first because it's something that I don't feel like we do enough, especially us women. If you're a girl watching this, I feel like we're literally taught to put everyone above ourselves. So this is the first video to kind of kick off my rebrand, I guess we could say. If you've been here since the beginning, you guys know that my videos have always been to try to motivate, inspire, and help you. And we're still sticking to that, but we are going full force into it now. And I'm excited because I feel like I've gone through a lot in my life, especially the past few years. I've also been doing therapy for the past 2 years, and I've learned a lot. I've done a lot of, what's the word? Self-realization, introspectiveness, all the above, honestly. So I've been becoming very self-aware, and I've been realizing all these things that I needed to change within myself, and I have been making those necessary changes, and I've been seeing a lot of results from doing so. I want to share that with you guys so you can take my knowledge and apply it to your life, and maybe it'll help you, maybe it won't. They say a fool learns from making the same mistakes. I'm butchering the whole entire. A fool learns from making their own mistakes over and over again. Me. But a wise person learns from other people's mistakes. You can learn from my mistakes. I would love to monetize off of my dramatic, problematic past. So here we are. I'm gonna get into the list that I wrote on my iPod. What year are we in? 2002? iPad. Being self-centered and me-focused isn't necessarily a bad thing. It can actually be a really great thing if you're prioritizing you so that you can be the empathetic, caring, loving person that you are from a much better, mentally stable, emotionally stable place. What's wrong with that? If anybody in your life has a problem with that, they can just leave. Because hear me out, when your cup is all the way filled up to the top, you have nothing but overflow going in, and you can just pour the overflow in other people's without ever depleting yourself. And that's kind of a nice thing if you think about it, because you're giving to give, you're not giving to get, which most of us subconsciously do more often than we think. We're kind of giving with strings attached, and if I'm being honest, that's manipulative. Can definitely cause people in your life to resent you and you to resent other people just because you simply don't realize the fact that you are, well, giving with strings attached. You're basically making a transaction with somebody that isn't even fair because they're not even aware of what the transaction is. It's very, very important to make sure you have a fully filled cup before you give. Your relationship with yourself is the most important relationship you're ever gonna have in your life. My friend sent me this carousel image thing on Instagram where it showed like the amount of time you spend with your family, your friends, your coworkers, your significant other, and yourself for a lifespan of, you know, the typical lifespan of from you're born till maybe you're like 80s, however long you live. And it basically shows when it gets to the end of your life that it's just you that you're with, give or take. Everyone's different, but like, who are you spending your entire life with from beginning till end with no in-betweens of separation? It's you. All you got is you. So you need to be your own BFF BFF. You need to be the person that treats you the best out of everyone, because you are going to be spending the most time with yourself. So if you're not comfortable with yourself, if you don't love yourself, if you are mean to yourself, well, think about that. And then think about the way other people treat you. Do they align with the way you treat yourself? It's a big one. Plus, if you're the type of person that attracts like toxic relationships, toxic friendships, toxic environments, think about that. Are you toxic to you? Are you treating you nicely? It goes deep. Just consider that. I mean, really, at the end of the day, you have to have your own back. No one is coming to save you. So if you are going through a lot of mental health issues, you are going through physical issues, this and that, you have to be the one that's proactive about change, proactive about your health, proactive about making your environment better, proactive about changing your finances. You have to for lack of better words, putting yourself first. No one else is gonna know what you need better than you. So you gotta do that for you. When you put yourself first and you value yourself, others will see that and value you more. So basically, you need to lead by example and teach others how you wanna be treated. Teach them how to treat you by you treating you amazingly. Because nobody is gonna look at someone who treats themselves amazing and be like, ah, yeah, I can get away with treating this person like that. I can get away with like being a little disrespectful, saying some disrespectful stuff, or wasting someone's time, because they clearly don't care about their time that much. They're always available to me whenever I need them. The thing that I notice with the people in my life, most of them don't have malintent. I mean, there have been a few bad apples, but for the most part, I would say, at least with my friends, they don't have bad intentions for me or with me. But if I am overgiving or being too available to them at any moment, they will take advantage of it. And who wouldn't? They're not doing it to like hurt me. They're doing it just because it's there. But because it's there and not making it valuable by limiting access to it, then they're not going to see it as valuable. Let me give you a great example of this that I have made a rule. It's a flexible rule. It's a boundary, but I have a boundary where I won't make last minute plans. So like if you hit me up the day of, whether I actually am busy or not, 99% of the time, unless it's an emergency or unless I'm already out and like it's a spontaneous fun thing where we all just meet up at the same place at the same time because we're already out in the first place, I'm probably not gonna coordinate to do anything with you because, you know, my life is important. I have my own plans and I'm not gonna drop them just to go see a friend for a few hours just because. We can make a plan to do that another day when we're both available to. I used to do that, and my friends would kind of want me to like work around their schedule because they worked regular 9-to-5 jobs where they had to like clock in, clock out. It's more structured, whereas my job is more, I choose my hours, I structure it my way, I can change it if I want to. Because I allowed the changeability to drop things and see them whenever, they expected that from me. It wasn't out of malintent. It was just I was making myself super duper available to them even when I could have been doing other things that were more productive towards my career and myself and whatever. I made a decision, no last minute plans. Occasionally people will hit me up and they'll be like, hey, what are you doing? Do you want to go for a walk later? Do you want to go get coffee? Do you want to go get lunch, dinner? You know, whatever it is. And even if I want to, I say no, because one, what would I have been doing this day if they didn't hit me up? My usual stuff. I need to be focused. And two, I really do value my time and I respect my time and I want to show them that I do. So I'll say something like this, like, hey, I'm working on this today, which it's not a lie, I am. I could drop it if I really wanted to, but I'm not because it's important to me. So I'm working on this today, can't meet up, but are you around this day or this day next week? Or what's your schedule like next week? Blah, blah, blah. It shows, hey, I value our friendship, I do want to see you, but I also value me and my time and I'm just not around for last minute stuff. And you completely avoid a conflict that way. And they eventually get used to it. Maybe they'll be a little mad here and there. I personally would rather somebody be mad at me for prioritizing myself and putting myself first in a positive way where I'm still being kind to them than self-abandon for what? Avoiding a conflict with a friend who, if they're my real friend, will respect the fact that I have to do whatever I have to do, even if it's just some self-care, if I'm getting my nails done or doing my hair mask. I want my friends to respect me and my time. And I got to do that by respecting my time and myself first. So there you go. We already talked about people pleasing, but you're going to become a lot less needy and resentful of people when you don't give to get, when you don't people please, when you're not just being nice because you want their companionship or you want them to drop shit for you. Like, because I don't make last minute plans with people, I don't do that to other people, if that makes sense. So like, I don't expect people to drop everything for me, and I don't drop everything for other people. But you get the point. I'm not being needy to other people and upset when they can't deliver. I am expecting people to give me the same respect in return. When you put yourself first, people can't walk all over you. You're not a doormat to them anymore. I've gotten so far down the rabbit hole of it, is like, even with texting, like, I'm not gonna respond back till I'm good and ready. My phone will be on D&D if I'm working on a video. Actually, it's not on D&D right now. Let's do that just in case. You never know. Yeah, like, I won't drop everything just to respond to messages of my friend freaking out about whatever they're freaking out about that day, because people are dramatic, and look, I can be dramatic too, but I don't expect them to drop everything to respond to me during the workday. So vice versa, I respond to people when I can, and that's how I do it. So obviously emergencies are different, but you know what I mean. So when you put yourself first, you learn true self-worth and don't need validation from others, because you know what is best for you. I think one of the best things that I started to achieve by putting myself first was gaining an inner confidence that I know what's best for me, and I don't need anyone's opinions or validation to tell me that. I'm wearing a headband right now and these braids, and honestly, this is not my favorite hairstyle. My hair is really dirty right now and I'm missing a hair product, but I decided, oh, I want to film my first video anyway. Nothing is gonna stop me. If you like my hair, cool. If you don't, I don't care. It's not my favorite hair. I get it. I'm not like ecstatic about it, but I'm pretty ecstatic about my makeup, and I like my dress, and I'm focusing on that, and I feel confident because, well, I'm making myself do this video and I feel really good about that. So whatever, my hair isn't perfect today. Maybe it'll be perfect tomorrow, maybe not, but who cares, because you're gonna watch this video and maybe learn something from it anyway, and I'm gonna feel really good for making it, and that's me validating me, and I don't need anybody to validate me. Oh, I want to cry. That's so cute. Oh. Another example could be like, let's say you know your values, you know what you're willing to allow and not allow from other people, and you start talking to a new girl or guy, and normally you feel the need to be like to your friends or 5 other people, like, what do I respond to this? He said, hey, what's up? But because you know your values and you know that you're great either way and that it's his loss ultimately if he doesn't choose you, but you don't need to be chosen, you're just gonna respond naturally how you would respond to anybody else, because there's no weight on it, and you don't need that external validation from him, and you don't need the validation from other people of what to say to him, because you don't need his validation anymore. So there's that. Something that I tell myself now every time I get rejected by somebody or something is like, it's their loss, because I know how great I am. I know what I have to offer. I know that my literal energy, just being in my energy, is like a gift. My presence is a gift. Like, I'm a fun person. I'm really caring, really kind, really loving, and I know that about myself. So anytime somebody like leaves my life or something doesn't work out, I'm like, well, their loss. I know how awesome I am. Like, you just have to tell yourself these things. You've got to really be kind to yourself and like feed yourself beautiful, wonderful affirmations and thoughts, and don't tear yourself down. Not everything is your fault. If somebody you want doesn't choose you, choose you. Don't choose them. Stop focusing on them. You focusing on them is like self-abandoning you and choosing them. That is bringing you down. Always choose you. And the best way to do this is literally have non-negotiables, and have them for yourself. Be like, oh, a messy house, non-negotiable. Oh, going anywhere outside the house in sweatpants, not looking my best, non-negotiable. I don't do that because I don't want to put that out there in the world. Like, I want to feel my best, look my best. Have non-negotiables with yourself and practice those first, so that you're ready when you're put in harder situations with other people where you need to choose yourself over choosing what somebody else wants for you. Literally, you got to figure out what is best for you and make a list of non-negotiables for yourself that you will prioritize for you, so that way you set limits for yourself. Like, an example could be like, I don't leave the house unless I feel like I'm looking my best, and like whatever you feel like looking your best is. Like maybe it's just not going out in pajamas or sweatpants or something. Like I have that for myself. I will not, even if it's just going to the grocery store, go looking like crap because I feel like crap if I do that. I don't want to feel like crap. So it's a limit with myself. Another one could be like, I'm literally vegan. Like I won't eat meat or dairy or anything in that category. And you don't want to cheat on yourself. So you're not gonna break your limits for any other reason. So when it comes to harder decisions and setting limits with other people, you've already had the practice of doing it with yourself. So it's much easier to do it with them because you're like, well, I'm not gonna break my own limit for me. Why would I break my own limit for you? An example of that I do, and this is a great way to weed out guys that just want to use you, is I have a limit of I don't hook up. So if that time comes along and I'm talking to somebody and they're like, okay, I want to hook up with you, I'm like, oh, sorry, I don't hook up. And if they dip, they bounce, well, they didn't respect my limits, so good, they're gone. The trash took itself out. And if they're like, cool, I respect that, it's like, oh, well, then we can continue talking. We can see what's really here. And I already know it's going to be a lot more real because that limit gets rid of a lot of dusties. Having limits with you first really helps you to have them with other people. You practice prioritizing yourself with you first. So that way, when it comes to the harder stuff, you're already there. It's way easier that way. Just know you're a queen, king, worthy of love, care, and being prioritized. Show yourself that by doing it for yourself first. That simple. And so I wrote down a few ways that you can start prioritizing yourself and putting yourself first. If you are not sure where to begin, I got you. Have routines for your well-being. Super important. I am a big advocator of having morning routines, night routines, wellness routines. Any routine you can think of. Routines literally change your life. They're what get you from down bad at your worst to glowed up queen. I kid you not. A routine can get you from being broke to being rich. All a routine is doing the same practice every day to achieve a certain goal at the end. It could be an infinite goal. Like I have a morning routine and I will have a morning routine for the rest of my life. Like the goal of that is to get me ready for the day and feeling my best. I have a teeth brushing routine, literally. The goal of that is to keep my teeth clean for the rest of my life. The goal doesn't have to be like some crazy thing. Maybe if it's your work routine, yeah, maybe. But I think routines are amazing and they're the type of thing that's like you set the habit of doing it and then you keep doing it. You don't even need to think about it because you do it. You already know what you're gonna do. You go through the routine every day or once a week, whatever it is. You can have weekly routines. It doesn't have to be daily, but you already know what you're gonna do, so you do it. I have a workout routine too. A workout routine can take your body from bleh to I mean, also nutrition routine. You gotta keep the nutrition good too. It's super important, but like, come on. Prioritizing your physical appearance. There we go. So working out, makeup, hair, outfits, you need to prioritize the way you look. Because when you look good, you feel good. And when you don't look good, kind of brings you down because you feel less confident. For whatever reason, unfortunately, fortunately, whatever it can be, but like physical appearance really matters. Like people judge books by their covers. The first thing people see is the way you look. It's not your personality. It's not like what you say. It's they see you. They just see you. So the way you look, the way you present yourself, it's important. You want it to represent your personality. You want it to put your best you forward. And you want to attract people in with the way you look, and then everything else is going to be your personality and who you are as a being and like kind, loving, amazing human that you are. But to get in the door, gotta make sure you look your best. Whatever that is for you, whatever your style is, whatever the way you like to do your hair, makeup, or not do hair and makeup, and just be clean and hygienic. Like that ish matters. Prioritizing your health, probably should have been above physical appearance, but whatever, it all kind of lumps in. Prioritizing your health, eating healthy, eating with nutritional value. Food is medicine, use it like it. You could eat junk food all day and destroy your human being, your human body. Or you could be eating fruits, vegetables, healthy things that fuel your body. It's a big deal, big difference. So prioritizing your health, prioritizing your food, doctor's appointments, therapy, mental health, like whatever you need to do to prioritize your mental health and your physical health, you've got to do that. And you've got to put it high on that list. Then we have prioritizing self-care. Whatever self-care looks like to you. Self-care for me would probably be like skincare, hair care, nails, getting my toes done, cleaning my room, making sure my room is clean, like making sure there's no dust, doing my laundry, cooking from home instead of getting takeout. It could be whatever you want it to be. Prioritizing your hobbies and passions, very important. So if you really enjoy sewing, I really actually kind of want to get into that. I used to do it when I was younger and I haven't done it in a while. So if you enjoy a certain thing, it could be, oh, you like to play a certain sport, make sure you prioritize time for it. Prioritize all these things first before you prioritize your friends or dating or whatever. Make sure you have a solid foundation of prioritizing you and the stuff you love to do and the stuff that keeps you healthy and mentally healthy and sane and good. Work time is work time. Prioritize your work, that's important. Obviously you have to do that to survive, to live. We need to make money on this earth. Then you have your you time, which is all these things I talked about, the having routines, prioritizing your physical appearance, your self-care, your hobbies, your passions. Then, only then, after you've done all the stuff that you need to do to be the best you can be, you have free time, which is when you hang out with your friends, when you go on dates, when you go do other things for people, nice things for people, whatever you want to do, things with people. You got to do your work time, your you time, and then you get your free time for all that. This next one is really hard for me, and I feel like you really can't let any of these things slide. Even the small stuff, it adds up. Things compound, the compound effect. Look it up. And this one is speaking up for yourself and your feelings, and I really struggle with this. It's hard, especially in the situations that you would think it's like, oh, it's so small, it doesn't really matter. Those are the hardest for me. So an example would that be like, if they get my food wrong, I have like a really hard time doing it. I don't know why, unless they get it wrong to the point where it's like not vegan, they like put real cheese in. I'm like, oh no, I can't eat this. I actually will speak up then. It's like a big value for me. But if it's something simple like, oh, they forgot the tofu, it's like, that sucks. But like, I probably will say something. For me, it's a toss-up. It's kind of hard. Like a great example is like, okay, like I got my nails done. They look cute. They're cute. They're not too bad. But when they were doing it, they literally butchered my fingers. I had scrapes and scratches all over my hands, and like, you don't want that. I should have spoke up about it. For whatever reason, I felt weird and I couldn't do it, and I know I should have. So speaking up for yourself in those situations is highly important. It shows that you are putting you first, that you are advocating for you, that you have your back. And I thought about it after. I was like, but it's really important. So another example would be like, if somebody hurts you intentionally or not, like they didn't intentionally hurt my fingers, but they hurt my fingers. Same goes for feelings. Like if a friend hurts your feelings or someone you're talking to hurts your feelings, they do something, let them know. Let them know they hurt you, and maybe they can fix it, make it better. Depending on the situation, you may or may not have to cut them off, depending on if that breaks a boundary for you or not. But I believe in letting people know, giving people a chance to try. Had to be said. Say no to anything you don't want to do or have the energy for. Don't say yes to be nice. Don't say yes because you think you have to. If you don't want to do it, say no. Honestly, I know it's really hard. It's a lot easier said than done, but you have to start doing it, and the more you do it, the easier it gets. The more it becomes a habit, and the more you're able to just easily be like, no, I'm tired. No, I don't want to. Not in a mean way, but just like somebody hits you up to go out, like your friends hit you up to go out. Well, one, it's a last minute plan, so you're not gonna go anyway, but two, like, oh man, like I'm tired, like I'm going to sleep. And then we already went over this, but don't be available to everyone all the time. Your time is important and you have to act like it. Don't wait for others to be ready. I know we already talked about this, but I have like another example for it, and it's a good one. I actually had that happen with a friend. Like we were supposed to hang in the afternoon. It wasn't a big deal. We didn't set like a specific time. We just said the afternoon, but I didn't hear from her for a little while, and I was like, well, I want coffee, so I'm not gonna wait to hear back from her to get coffee. Even if we can still hang out, even if we don't get coffee. The plan was never like specifically get coffee. It was like, let's maybe go for a walk and get coffee. So I was like, you know, I'm gonna head to the coffee shop, and if she hits me back, she hits me back, and we can hang. If not, like, I got the coffee I wanted. She literally texts me when I'm on the way to the coffee place being like, oh my god, no, I want to get coffee too. I'm like, all right, I'm like halfway to your area anyway, so we can get coffee, no big deal. But if she never hit me back, I would have still gotten my coffee. So don't wait for other people. Last but not least, I need to reiterate this: people value things that aren't easily accessible. So be that way. You are one of a kind, limited edition. Act like it. That's it. I love you. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.